Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs. And the ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start, the game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
All right. We're how many weeks away from the opener? 3?
It's incalculable. I would say 4.
Isn't it August 4th it starts? Or is it the 11th?
Yeah, and it's the 8th, so 3.5.
Yeah, it's getting there. That's all that matters.
It's incalculable.
It's getting there. And just like that, it feels like
4.
it just ended. And that's the beauty of the Premier League. How's it going, Sam?
It's going great. Just woke up from a nap.
Wow, power
Fat
nap.
Yeah, had
Power.
to channel my brain power to come up with some defensive and goalkeeper tiers, even though I did neither of those things.
Yeah, but you had to evaluate the list that I put together.
Sure did.
Before we get into the tier list, let's go over some official transfers that have been done recently. It's weird because you'll see things that are virtually confirmed and then like 2 weeks later it'll be made official, and it's like, that just happened?
Yes.
So last time on the pod, Calvin Phillips was just getting wrapped up. That's now official. Gabby Jesus made official. As far as the more recent rumors that have come to light and been made official, João Paulinho from Sporting Portugal to Fulham.
Fulham, splash in the cash.
Yeah, a little under £20 million.
Come
And then,
shortly after Marco Silva talking about that he's not sure how he's feeling about things, because he's not getting his transfer targets.
Yeah, so they bring in the Portuguese man. They also brought in, well, again, one of those where it's not confirmed, but it's still supposedly on, as the striker from Shakhtar Donetsk, aka Wax Tap United. Was his name like Solomon or something like that?
Yeah. And also Burnley
coming in. Fulham coming on.
They're making moves. Are they the right moves?
Who knows? Because
Time
Fulham, a
will
lot of
only tell.
times, you might think they're okay, and then it just turns out. I still feel like, out of all the years I've watched the Premier League, Fulham going down in 13-14 is the most, like, strange. How did that team go down? They just had, like, the ultimate year from hell in terms of, like, injuries and stuff like that. Because the year before, they finished, like, 10th.
They are a team that you never know what you're going to get. And it's just kind of random. They don't have like they really go for the young guys, or they try and play more experienced guys. It's just like they
kinda
just
all
have a
over the
bunch
board.
of random guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works. A lot of times it doesn't. Sometimes they make it to the Europa League finals.
Divock Origi officially out. Again, that was a while back. Malacia, official.
Yeah,
Good signing.
The new bald fraud in the league, Ten Hag, just
Oh, man.
copping talent from Eredivisie.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes for Man U. If these Eredivisie
At
guys
least,
can
like,
actually do something.
If you're going to buy young, like, it's like £15 million or so, 14 mil.
Yeah.
Like, that's low risk for United. At least you're not spending £70 million like you have been on guys you don't need.
That's true. I mean, there still are the rumors of Lisandro Martinez and
Frankie de Jong.
there's Frankie de Jong, but there was another guy from
Antony?
Ajax. Yeah. It was like Lisandro Martinez and Anthony.
I saw a package deal for like 120 or something like that, or 140.
Like 105 million pounds or something. Like,
yeah.
this is a lot of money to be spending on Ajax, Eredivisie caliber players. Like, yeah, they might be good, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot of busts.
There have been, and there's been a lot of hits too. That's the thing with the Eredivisie. Obviously, you get. It feels like more like the attacking guys, or the attacking guys are definitely more hit or miss. You can get Christian Eriksen or Luis Suarez. You can also get Johan Bosch and Vincent Janssen,
Yeah.
or your guy Rookie Van Wolfswinkel.
Legend of the game.
Legend in his own right. As far as defense, I'm trying to
Davinson
think.
Sanchez.
Davison Sanchez. More recently, it's been worse, but I think the only good one recently would probably be, yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of more recent guys. Daley Blind was serviceable,
Yeah.
but I mean,
I just don't have confidence. Guys coming out of that league, it's really a step down, like a few steps down from the Premier League, honestly. I know, obviously, you have Ajax and Feyenoord playing in European competitions and whatnot.
well, no shout out for PSV Eindhoven.
And PSV, but still. And if United does sign these guys and they flop, it'll be really funny, because there's something about when a manager comes in and just buys players from their former team.
Yes.
It's like, this is the best you got. You're going to, like, just bring in the guys that you know. And to be fair, that's what Jesse Marsh is doing too.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to be said. Like, you probably have a sense of familiarity with them and you know what they can do. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like,
It's a little disappointing, in my opinion.
Should I go through the top Eredivisie signings that I pulled up?
Sure.
I don't know if you want me to do that. It's a long list of guys.
Just give me a few good
Frankie
ones.
de Jong, or just Premier League guys.
Premier League, yeah.
Okay. Davison Sanchez, Hakeem Ziyech, Bergwijn happened. Let's see. This is old, but Ruud van Nistelrooy, obviously. Davy Klaassen, very nice signing. Luis Suarez, Luis Sinistera, who's going to Leeds now.
Yeah.
Vincent Janssen mentioned. Genie Wijnaldum.
Yeah, he was good.
Johan Bosch. I'm
Terrible.
looking for more defending. Brian Ruiz apparently came from their division. Speaking of Fulham
Huh.
legend. Thomas Vermaelen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pele. Remember, well, that Southampton team was kind of, a lot of those guys were from their division, Tadic and stuff like that. So
True, but I wouldn't
again,
say they're like,
it's hit or miss.
and there's a lot of guys that aren't United tier in that list.
Yes, that is fair.
And it's just United doing United things of what they've been doing for like the past 8 years. Is like, you need to sign United caliber players.
Yeah.
Are these United caliber players? They might be. Only time will tell, but still, it's not like they're signing proven talents.
You know what's really weird looking at all this? There's like virtually no defenders on here.
Well,
There's almost like no track record.
to be fair, the Eredivisie isn't known for their stark defending.
What are you trying to say about the Dutch?
They're top heavy.
I don't know anymore.
To me, this just seems like, well, are you going to end up with another Dalot and Tellez? You know, are you upgrading on those guys? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the only argument would be that this Ajax team at least accomplished something in Europe, getting to a semifinal a few years back. But I don't know. Martinez wasn't as huge of a part of the team as that point, and Anthony just got there within the last couple of years. So I don't know. You know, time will tell if they translate. I feel like Anthony is very much Sancho-esque in terms of the dribbling winger kind of style. Probably a little better at finishing, but definitely less at distributing. He's a Techers god. Lissandro Martinez, a guy who needs to be on the ball at times, so I think he could pair well, I guess, with Maguire, but he's a bit spotty in defense at times. So,
And he's pretty short, isn't he?
I guess for center back standards, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We'll see with United. But yeah, that is funny when managers always bring in their previous guys.
Yeah. To me, I don't care for it that much.
What would you say the best league, real quick, before we move on, is to bring guys in for the Premier League? Just Championship? Bundesliga? Spain's pretty spotty. La Liga's pretty spotty.
I feel like they all just have kind of hits and misses. You
Yeah.
know? France, you get some good guys.
France is the ultimate hit or miss. You can get Bakayoko, or you can get, I mean, I know he's in the Premier League, but he's developed in France. You can get N'Golo Kante. It's
Or
like
you
a
get a
crapshoot.
Pepe.
Yeah,
80
it's-
million pounds.
It's just a crapshoot. with
Italy,
France.
for some reason, Italian players, specifically Italian players,
Yeah.
not just from Serie A, Italian players don't seem to do well in England for
They
whatever reason.
rarely come here, and I think that's because Italy has a certain style of play, and it's just like, I don't know, because there's guys. You even look at a guy like Immobile, went to like Spain and Germany and didn't have that much success. Goes to Italy and bags 35 goals a year, so and will do well in like the Champions League and stuff. It's very strange.
Yeah. Germany, it seems like the attack it's such a different style of play. Like,
It's more open because teams
Yeah.
aren't going to be sitting back as much
Right.
as in England.
right.
The bad teams aren't just going to be Sam Allardyce, Tony Pulis mode.
Yeah, the only time that happens is when teams play like against Bayern or Dortmund, where they will like fully sit back. But most of the other games are like really open, a lot of counterattacking and stuff. And and even that reminds me of like Pepe was the same type, like pure counterattacking player. Whereas that doesn't really work all that well for most of the teams in the Premier League.
It's nice to have that versatility though. But I mean, I guess like in the case of Pepe, it's like 80 mil. Is it worth it? No.
Yeah, they got bamboozled by other teams. It's hard to say. Maybe Spain.
I don't feel good about that.
Maybe.
I feel like it might just be like the championship or youth development.
Championship probably because the prices are probably going to be lower.
Yeah.
And there are going to be less expectations.
I think the new move is Scotland. You just tap into the Celtic and Rangers pipeline.
True. Yeah.
Speaking of other transfers that were done, Joe Aribo went to Southampton today. I think for like 10 million or like 15 million. At least adding to their midfield, which we completely just eviscerated in our midfield tier podcast, laughing at the lack of depth. And Southampton, I don't know, they're making some interesting moves in terms of some Man City loans, it looks like they're going for. I think they bought a youth goalkeeper from Man City too, so.
Yeah, they bought also this Romeo Lavia.
Yes, from City. Highly touted.
Yeah, interesting idea.
Southampton's going for the pedigree. They're like, you were Chelsea's young player of the year last year. Boom, 7 mil.
Yeah.
You're at Man City, highly touted, never going to get in the team. Come here.
I like the strategy.
It could be worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could definitely be worse.
Leeds officially signing Tyler Adams. That's a really good signing. I think.
For it was sub 20.
Yeah, it says $18 million, which
Wow.
I don't know. Dollars is funny money to
I
me.
think it's like 16 million pounds or somewhere around there.
Yeah, that
That's
seems really
solid
cheap
for 23-year-old that is serviceable right now, and you have nothing
Champions
in midfield.
League caliber.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that's a really good pickup, despite the fact that he was like in the Red Bull system.
yeah.
Tyler Roberts going on loan to QPR.
Yeah, no one cares.
Julian Alvarez, I guess, is official.
Yeah. We'll see how much he gets put into City's system. He's supposed to be amazing.
West Ham signing Flynn Downs from Swansea. 23-year-old central midfielder.
Let's see it, Flynn.
Tottenham announcing today they signed Clement Lenglet.
Yeah.
Or however you say his name. I don't speak French.
Leglet.
Lenglet.
He's the leglet. He has short
On
legs.
loan from Barca. I think he's pretty garbage,
Yeah.
honestly. But it's a loan, so.
For a depth guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Bergwijn officially out, going back to Ajax. I saw something that was like, now that Bergwijn's at Ajax, he's officially Man U's top transfer target.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's funny.
Pretty good.
And how about John Michael
Sari, yeah.
Fulham legend going to Hull on a free.
Hull might be coming up this year, man. I don't know.
Dude, let's go. And by let's go, I mean don't. Stop.
Hull's coming back. Your guy Robbie Brady leaving Bournemouth for Preston on a free.
How is Robbie Brady only 30? That's my question.
He was good. He just got injured. See, that's why you love Hull at heart. Come on, they had Robbie Brady. Hull and Burnley, two great teams to play for.
Sure love me some Hull.
All right, let's get to the tiers. Let's do it.
Tear me.
Let's do it. We're going to start at C. We work our way down, and we build our way back up to the top.
I get knocked down.
And I get up again. Nothing gonna get me down.
All right. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
C, we got, this is more, obviously, I just do full letter grades, and the more recent I say your name to the beginning, the higher the grade. So more like C+.
Yeah.
The later I say it, more like C-. We'll start off with Brighton.
Brighton. At times their defense looks pretty good, and at times it looks pretty awful. And that's
Yeah.
like epitomized by Shane Duffy. At times he looks serviceable, and at times he looks
he's
absolutely chaos.
Yeah, and that regression is going to come back because he had an extended period where he was pretty solid last year. But
Then he hit the bench for a
we'll start
while.
looking at their team. They have Bobby Sanchez in net. Key defenders, Tariq Lamptey and Mark Cucurella, very attacking going forward. But they do have nice defensive pieces in Adam Webster, Lewis Dunk, and Joel Veltman.
Yes. You know,
I like their team. I thought about B-. I couldn't quite get there. And I'm also scared Cucurella will probably leave.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. It seems like there's a good chance that he leaves. It seems like there's been a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
And City have also been selling a lot of guys, so it seems like they're going to have to kind of restock.
It's kind of messed up. We've been on the Cucurella, like as soon as he came in, we knew he'd be.
Yeah, day one.
He's like the one guy who didn't get his chance at Barca that was like actually good, and like he didn't go for anything. But then
Not
like
just
Emerson
garbage.
Royale goes for like 35.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. But no, I mean it's pretty safe in terms of, it's not like Lewis Dunk or Adam Webster are about to like fall off a cliff in terms of quality. At least you wouldn't think so.
No,
They have a nice floor, I feel like.
Yeah, I like Adam Webster. I think he's got kind of a decently high ceiling for like a Brighton tier player. 27, so kind of in that peak range. Bobby Sanchez didn't start the year strong, was really struggling, but he turned it around,
Oh, he came on all right.
and he played pretty nicely in the second half of the season. Of course, Lamptey, a lot of quality going forward.
Yeah, it's just the wide defending isn't quite there, but they make up for it with their ability to clear anyways. Moving on.
West Ham United.
West Ham United.
The team that lost like 9 million center backs
Yes.
due to injury.
Yeah. So Areola and Fabianski in that very solid start.
Mm-hmm.
Cresswell, Shufall, kind of fullbacks. Ideally, Ogbonna is probably their main guy, but I mean, he's getting up there in age now, 34.
And he just had that
Major
tear
injury.
his ACL,
Yeah.
or whatever. So yeah,
Craig Dawson, somehow their best center back, and he's 32.
yeah.
They have Zuma, Issa Diop, who's rumored to Fulham. Good move. Otherwise, Ben Johnson, Masuaku, kind of depth pieces.
Yeah, I really like Ben Johnson playing last season. Thought he was pretty good in the absence of Sufal. Cresswell, also very good at swinging in a ball. I think
I'm not in love with their quality. It's just it's obviously the depth is the main part. That's the issue. But I don't hate their quality. They have decent enough guys for, where West Ham have been previously. It's like, all right, this is fine. But they did bring in that guy from Stade Rennais.
Aguerd.
Yeah. Big fee
Not yet.
attached to him. Versatile defender. So we'll see. Maybe he becomes the first choice center back, or if they maybe move him a little further out wide, who knows? But
Yeah, I think that is definitely an area where they're gonna want to look to improve upon, just due to like the age. Obviously, Agbana very good, but 34 coming off major injury. Dawson's 32. Issa Diop is 25, but he's not that good. Kurt the Cat Kicker Zuma, he's solid, but you kind of need
he kind of kicks
someone
cats.
Yeah, and we like cats on this podcast, and also cat memes. And they have the
C's fair or
the
C
Ageless
plus?
Wonder Fabianski. I would say C.
Okay. I was even debating about C plus just solely for the fact that Fabianski played well, but that depth is a major issue.
Yeah, and it showed.
Moving on. You know I had to do it to him.
Yes,
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
It might be a bit unfair.
Wait, I'm looking at the
What are you looking at?
on the list you sent me. There,
Whoops.
B tier.
I went up too soon. Leicester.
Pretend you didn't hear anything. Cut it.
Leicester City. Start off the little war horse in that Kasper Schmeichel. He's old, all right.
Not a fan.
Sneaky, and it really shouldn't be sneaky, but sneaky down year. Like, he was not very good. Clearly, their defense wasn't good and didn't help him out, and
Yeah.
he was definitely taxed more, but you could tell his quality in plays dropped off, but people just don't talk about that. I don't know.
He's kind of just got the prestige of he was pretty decent and they won the title, and he's been around Leicester forever, so no one's gonna like smack talk him. But he's pretty slow and kind of chubby.
Yeah, he's
So-
dropped
and
off.
he's 35.
Yeah, he's dropped off, to say the least.
Yeah.
No one else will say it, but we will. Main defenders being Wesley Fofana, Mr. Soyuncu, Johnny Evans. You can find other defenders like Castagna, Justin James, Luke Thomas, Pereira, Amarty,
Justin
Bertrand.
James.
Did I say Justin James?
James Justin.
Yeah, James Justin. Same guy. Same guy. James Justin
Bond.
James.
James Bond.
James Justin.
That's
Justin
what happens
James.
when you have two first names. They're just interchangeable.
Exactly, especially the J's. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What are you trying to make me do?
Could be James for all that matters.
Jim James.
Jim James. Jim James Justin.
I don't know. When you look at it, there's certain guys who you've seen play well in the past, so you take that into account, and then you have some young guys, and you're like, oh, maybe they'll, you boost them up for the potential. I know what I saw last year. What I saw last year was not good.
No.
Sure, they were missing their linchpin of Fofana. I still don't like that. I don't like what I saw, and you need to earn my trust back, Lester.
It's pretty weird how Soyuncu, like, depending on who he's partnered with, like, sometimes he just looks terrible.
Yes.
But you put Fofana next to him, and he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's like, what
It's the confidence. It's the chemistry he needs. He's a Fofana baby.
the heck? And then, of course, we have to mention that
Vestergaard?
Vestergaard, the worst signing last season.
Yeah. He's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think C's fair at best. The one thing they do have going for them, they have enough guys.
Yeah.
It's just the quality needs to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, and I would say, in terms of fullbacks, it's, pretty decent with
Yeah.
Castagna and James
Pereira,
Justin.
who's been good the last few years. Last year, I don't know if it was mainly injuries or just couldn't get a form or
Yeah.
so. Moving on.
Moving on.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa it is. Taking a look at their team.
I think Villa got a C for every rating.
Well, they are kind of a C level club.
They truly are right now. In net, Emi Martinez. We now have big signings in Diego Carlos coming in.
Yep.
I think they got another guy, the French guy, but it could be wrong.
Frederic Guibert,
Yes, I believe so.
returning from loan.
Oh, I thought they just signed
Oh.
that guy.
Boubacar Kamara.
That's what I was thinking of, but I guess he's more midfield.
Yep.
Matty Cash, Ezri Konsa, Tyrone Miggs, the big man himself, Callum Chambers, Ashley Young, Luca Digne, Courtney House. I don't hate the bunch. I just don't love it. I would love it more if Mings was a little more solid than I think he played last year. Love Matty Cash.
Yes.
Great year last year getting forward. Callum Chambers, sneaky, good player last season for them.
Very good
Digne
passer.
kind of came on towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
As far as depth guys, House, Young, Konsa, I can take or leave. We'll see how Diego Carlos is. Apparently he's supposed to be really good, so.
Yeah, I think that could be a big move if Carlos and Mings is kind of a formidable partnership. That'd be pretty good for Villa.
Yeah. There's definitely potential to go up. Not really much
Yeah.
to go down, but
Yeah, I think so. And last year was kind of a disappointment. I think we felt, and a lot of people felt, that Konsa and House should have been better when they did
Played.
play. And a lot of time when they did play, they looked kind of bad and made a lot of mistakes.
oh yeah. So I think it was Konsa who had just like a horrendous red card last year at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still C. This is the one C minus team I have. Southampton.
Southampton. Yeah, I mean,
The goalkeeping definitely brings it down. There's we have unknowns, and we have Willie Caballero and Alex McCarthy. So we do have some young guys. They could be better.
yeah.
We don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing with youth goalkeeper guys. Like, who knows? That's a total mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one point where Angus Gunn was supposed to be one of the top young youth guys. Now he's stuck at Norwich after leaving City. In defense, Walker Peters, Livramento, Salisu, and Bednarak. Nice depth with Perot out wide. Center back depth, Liancow was fine at times. But after that, it gets a bit dodgy. You got a couple of youngsters in there that haven't really shown much. And then you got Jack Stevens, who's just kind of crap.
Shouldn't be at the club.
Yeah, I think they just forgot he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, C minus feels right for this team because Salisu's solid and the wing back talent, fullback talent solid. So
Yeah, I think the best thing they got going for them is kind of that fullback union that they got the carousel
fullback
of fullbacks
union.
where it's either Walker Peters and Livramento or Perot as well. It's really nice. Walker Peters has been able to play on either side,
Yeah,
and Salisu, I think he's got pretty high potential. Only 23 years old, but he does have some mistakes in him.
yes.
But I'm sure with experience that'll be ironed out.
It's going to have to happen when he's got to run all over the field because he's making up for a lot of what Oriol Romeu cannot make up for.
Yeah, and even Bednarak, I would say, who's kind of
More
limited.
stationary,
Yeah,
to say the least. But no, I feel like C minus is good because you have some good qualities, but I feel like there's the bad kind of outweighs the good just slightly.
yeah.
Is there anyone you'd change on that tier? Brighton, West Ham, Leicester, Villa, Southampton. C plus for Brighton, C's for the other three, and then a C minus for Southampton.
Yeah, I think those are all fair. I don't think I'd change
Fantastic.
any.
Fantastic. Moving on to D, we have Sam's boyhood club, Everton.
Absolutely not.
Pickford and net is the only thing that really keeps it from being D minus / F tier.
Yeah.
They did bring in Tarkovsky on a free.
There's a reason why Burnley got relegated.
Yeah, they weren't carried.
Michael Keane came from Burnley too. Remember?
Michael Keane, Mr. Holgate, Yerry Mina, Godfrey. Yeah, Mikolenko, Coleman, Branthwaite. They have a lot of names. Ethan Patterson. I just don't know if any of them are all that great. Tarkovsky, I guess, is probably Everton tier.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how long are you going to get that for? You're signing a 29-year-old, soon-to-be 30-year-old center back.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see.
Michael Keane, a lot of mistakes last season. Yerry Mina, always hurt and also just really obnoxious as a player, and I don't care for him. Ben Godfrey, it's not that good. Holgate.
I like how a lot of these guys are
Not
rumored
that
like
good.
Tottenham and stuff. And it's like, why would Tottenham get any of these guys? What did they show? That they could barely hold on to finish like 15th? Like, I don't.
Mikolenko
Am I supposed to be impressed?
in
Mikolenko hit a banger. And now that doesn't
He
do
hit
much
a
for
banger.
defense. That doesn't mean much for
Yeah.
defense. But he did hit a banger after Sam said he'd never score.
and Seamus Coleman looks like he's like just
He's in the retirement home.
exhausted.
You didn't see that? He's in the retirement home. They
Yeah.
got him with a walker.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for the guy. It's elder abuse at this point.
Yeah, there's in what world does that guy play like 30 games or whatever they played him this year? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I hope Nathan Patterson, the young Scot,
Yeah,
can get some more game time next season.
hopefully. Yeah, but Pickford net, obviously the bright star. Apparently not going to leave, talking about re-upping.
He's just too much a man of passion
Yeah,
for his club.
apparently. Apparently, he's a man who loves Sunderland and Everton, two very crap clubs.
Yes.
Moving on. We have Fulham.
Fulham, yeah. Woo.
I'm very hesitant with the championship teams coming up because last year, if you think about it, we were obviously cautiously optimistic. I mean, it's not like we were full-fledged. Like, yes, Watford will be good defensively, but they had the best defense in the championship the year before. And we're like, oh, we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what we saw? And we saw a lot of bad play, Sam.
Yes.
So it's always hard with the championship teams. I feel like you can kind of get a better sense for their attack in their midfield compared to their defense. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. Especially these guys that are
There's something about too,
Unproven.
like if your defensive style over 38 games versus 50. How many games are in the championship? 50 or 40? 46,
48.
48, something like that. But there is a difference to that,
46.
which seems kind of crazy. But I mean, it's a
Yeah.
whole chunk of games thrown in there. Right now, here's their defense. Kenny Tete, Terence Congolo, Tim Ream, Joe Bryan, Anthony Robinson.
They have 6 defenders at their club. 6.
I should have just thrown them in F. I felt kind of bad.
How
but
do you only have 6? And one of them was freaking Tim Ream, who's
they're
34.
They're loading up the midfield big time.
Tim Ream is garbage.
This is why they have to bring in a bunch of people. We're officially relegating them to F tier. I try to be optimistic. I can't.
Anthony Robinson, terrible defender. He's okay going forward.
Well, he's just a pace merchant.
He is a pace merchant, but
should
he
just
can't
be a winger.
defend.
Kenny
Anytime
Te-
you see him flying in for a tackle, that's scary.
Kenny Tete and Terence Congolo, former Eredivisie defenders themselves, and now they're stuck at Fulham. Yeah, let's move them to F. Even though they signed Burnt Lane. You know what? D- because they have Burnt Lano.
Yeah, I mean the one guy they have is Tosin,
Cenk?
who we saw 2 years ago. Tosin,
Cenk Tosin.
not Cenk Tosin, but yeah, I guess he's gonna be relied upon to be the Rock. I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
We'll
I
see.
don't know how I feel about that.
They're going to have to for sure bring in at least like a guy in on loan. We'll give him a D- for Mr. Tosin and whatchamacallit.
I give it
Burnt Lane.
an F.
You give him an F?
Yeah.
That's because you hate Fulham.
I don't hate Fulham.
Me as a Chelsea supporter, I love Fulham. They're the gift that keeps on
I
giving.
forever will want a 2012 Fulham home shirt from
The
Kappa.
FX Pro. Those were
Yeah.
class.
Dude, yeah. Give me that. The pinstripes.
Bournemouth.
Does
They
Bournemouth
got your
have
guy
more than,
Ryan Fredericks.
more than 6 defenders? Ryan
They
Fredericks
do.
is not my guy.
Ryan Fredericks stinks.
He's pretty awful.
He absolutely stinks. Chris Mepham, pretty solid defender. I like him more than most people, but
Shout
that's
out
just me.
Wales one
We'll
time.
see. Yeah. Adam Smith's still hanging in there. I don't think he starts though. Yeah, there's not a ton in terms of depth here. Zamora, Jack Stacey.
Lloyd Kelly, the captain.
Yeah. So that Lloyd Kelly's probably your best bet as far as a diamond in there.
Then we got Mark Travers in net.
Yeah.
Let's go. The young Irishman.
Mark.
Don't know too much about you,
We're
Mark. but
throwing him
I
on a
love
D
Irishmen.
minus. Could be an F. Could very well be an F. They have at least
Yeah.
a little more depth than Fulham, so we have to keep them
They have a couple more guys who,
around who probably won't be relevant.
who aren't Premier League caliber defenders.
Yeah. So, you know what? We'll roll a game to F. Bournemouth's an F. And then we got Forest.
I give Bournemouth a D just because I'm on the Bournemouth train and I can't get off.
Mark Travers.
There's exactly he's gonna have the golden gloves.
Forest, they probably, of the teams coming up, have the best defense. You get Dean Henderson on loan.
Yes.
You sign Niakate. That's
Yes.
already the best defender out of the bunch. But
That
then
is
they
true.
kind of have a lot of just random guys back here. Steve Cook's still kicking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Panzo. Loic Mbemso.
Yeah, they
Them
got
so.
some young guys that no one's ever heard of.
And you know what? Sometimes that works out, and sometimes that does not work out.
That's true. It's better
Rich-
than old guys that no
Richie-
one's ever heard of.
Richie L. Yeah, that's the Watford mentality. Old guys that no one's ever heard of.
True.
You know Kuchka's 34?
Huh.
I just found that out, though, that he's the guy in Watford last year. He's 34.
Doesn't
He's
surprise
like their best
me.
midfield.
Doesn't surprise me, but it kind of surprises me.
And then Joe Worrall.
And Dino,
probably.
Dean Henderson.
Yeah, Dean
Did we,
Henderson.
Did we mention that?
I think so, but I forgot.
Let's mention it again. They got Dean Henderson on loan.
They're probably closer to just straight up D
At least
than the other teams.
Forrest is like, we're going to spend some money.
Yeah, I
Like-
respect that.
Who knows about the level of talent these guys have, but they're spending money at least.
They have the Greek owner.
Better than Norwich who sell
Buendia.
and then just buy a bunch of garbage
Rashica
guys.
for $4 million.
Yeah.
Guys like that. It's like, oh, thanks. We'll put Forest as just a straight up D. So we have Everton D plus, Forest D, Fulham D minus, Bournemouth I have relegated to F. Let's get to the other F tier team.
I thought we had Fulham as F.
Let's just do Fulham F then. I kept
They
them
have
at D minus.
They
for,
have 6 defenders and one of them's Tim Ream. Tim Ream
You get
sucks.
that? We're moving 2 of them to F. Let's do the last F tier team. Leeds United. I remember watching them last year. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I could never forget that level of defending.
Melier and that, he's still fine.
Yeah, he's all right.
I don't think he's developed the way people thought.
Still young.
As far as defenders, Luke Ayling, Junior Firpo, Robin Koch, Liam Cooper, Diego Llorente, Stu Dallas, Pascal Stroik.
They got a lot of defenders.
They have a lot of names. I mean, they brought in Christensen, so see how he translates. I'm sure he'll be better than anything they had going from last year.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I just feel like guys like Ailing and Dallas might have to be relegated to more bench duties and spot starts now that you're in the Premier League.
Well, Stu Dallas is a legend, man.
He is a legend, but you might,
He's
if
a
you
legend.
want to do something more than barely hang on to your place in the Premier League, you might need something a little better.
Luke Ayling was pretty garbage last season.
If someone gave you, because we're looking at transfer market again, if someone gave you about $18 million for Robin Koch, that would be highway robbery. I don't care he's 25.
Robin Koch,
Who comes up with the... We talked about
Llorente,
this.
Stroik, how are any of these guys worth anything? They're all terrible.
I get they're young, but it's like, what? Well, I mean,
Firpo.
Llorente's not. He's 28. He's in his prime.
Firpo, some Barca trash.
Yeah. The Dominican Republic's finest, apparently.
Yeah.
I watched it last year. It hurt my eyes. I'm going to need you to be better this year, Leeds. Christensen should help, but I need a center back. You got to get me a center back if I'm Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, and it's even more puzzling that they sent out Charlie Cresswell on loan.
Well, I mean, he's not amazing, but you have a bunch of crap there anyway. So.
I like
He was fine.
I like that route better than Liam Cooper.
We
know Liam Cooper
I like
is
that
terrible.
route better than Robin Koch.
Yeah.
I don't want Robin Koch anywhere near Leeds.
No, just play some young guys, would you?
All right, are we going
Jamie Shackleton.
Yeah, are we going to B tier?
Yeah, let's go to B tier.
All right. I can't wait. I feel like you're going to disagree about one or two of these, and that's when we can at least
Absolutely.
finally.
I'm going to just lambast you for these.
Absolutely. So we're starting B tier, closer to B plus range. We're going Brentford.
And right off the bat, I think I
Disagree.
don't feel
Say
like
it.
they're B plus.
Okay.
I would say more towards B minus.
I think they got cheated out of last year. That stretch where it was Manny Fernandez in net and not David Raya. Sure, it might have only been an extra win or two, but that could have bumped them up from 14th to 11th.
True.
So, I mean, it
Suppose.
could have made their year a whole lot better rather than having Manny Fernandez in it.
Yeah, David Raya is
He's a good keep.
fantastic goalkeeper. I mean, they have Ayer and Janssen,
Yes, Pinnock, solid.
solid guys. Beck Sorensen played a little bit. Rico Henry, decent.
Yes, he's fine.
Mads Roslev, he had a couple good games. I liked watching him.
Mads Sorensen didn't really get him. Charlie Good made some
Played
appearances.
like two games and got a red card in one of them.
Yeah. So you can't really count Janot. We count him for midfield, even though he plays a big part in their defense too. I just like what I saw from them. Maybe it's recency bias to close out the year, but I liked what I saw from them.
I just think, in terms of a ceiling, it's pretty low.
So you think that it's kind of last year was the peak of what it could be?
About there, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be
Okay.
that much better.
That's
But
fair.
it's
but it was still
it's kind of
good.
like a high floor, low ceiling type deal.
Yeah. And honestly, I need that out of my teams lower in the Premier League table. I need just consistency and know what you're about.
And at least they have more than 6 defenders on the roster.
This is true. This is true. Next, we have a B tier team. Newcastle United.
Newcastle, home to friend of the pod, Dan Byrne.
Friend of the pod, Nick Pope and Dan Byrne.
Yep.
Nick Pope, big signing. Dubravka, the best backup keep in the league.
I don't know. Have you seen Matt Turner?
Wouldn't know him. I only know Bernd Leno. Now he's gone.
Sips Red Bull.
I only know Bernd Leno, and he's gone forever. Pope. They bring in Botman. Dan Byrne. They still have Lascelles. They still have Cher. Who I feel like he might get sold, but I could be wrong. I don't know why. Having a fourth center back that's Fabian Cher
doesn't.
doesn't.
To like a 2-year contract or something.
I don't know. I feel like one of these guys might have to go.
Well, I'll tell you who can go, and it's Kieran Clark. Despite
didn't
the
know he
fact
was
that
here.
he's an Irishman.
I didn't know he was here. Federico Fernandez is still here. Very nice. Swansea's finest.
Why do they have so many left backs?
Matt Target. Well, they have Jamal Lewis, who, I don't know, maybe he gets in the team this year. Former running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Former 2,000-yard rusher, Jamal Lewis.
Paul Dummett.
How is Matt Ritchie worth $1.98 million? I don't care that he's 32. He's all right.
He could do a job for Fulham.
You're going to look at me and tell me Robin Koch is 19 times more valuable than Matt Ritchie. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
People put a little too much stock into like age and not actual performance.
Kieran Trippier, fantastic when he came back in. They still have Kraft. Still have Manquillo.
I think Kraft is not very good.
Yeah, but he's like what? You're probably like fourth choice defender off the bench. He can play your cup competitions. That's fine.
They got a lot of defenders. I feel like, they got to get rid of
Newcastle
some of
might
these
have to be bumped up to B. Even the depth is just abundant. I think they have good quality.
I thought they are a B.
Well, I meant B plus.
Oh.
I'm moving them up to B plus.
I keep them at B. Well, they have a lot of guys.
Dan Byrne.
Still got
The fact that Dan Byrne is the most underrated player in the world. I'll say
That's
it right
true.
now.
That's true. Shout
The
out
fact
Dan
that
Byrne.
who was that who put him in their like team of the year, and everyone was like clowning him. I think it's the same guy who put like Schmeichel in his team of the year. Some pundit.
Well,
and
to
no one
be-
clowned him. No one clowned him about Schmeichel, but
Right.
people clowned him only about Dan Byrne,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Out of all the goalkeepers, and you pick Schmeichel.
Yeah, and don't ask me about that. I can't defend that, but I'll defend your Dan Byrne pick till the day I
Schmeichel is
die.
like a bottom 3 goalkeeper.
He might be, but that's not saying much. The Premier League is really good keepers.
That is true.
All right, we'll keep Newcastle at B. That's fine. Who's next?
Next is, I had to do it to him.
Yes.
Now this
Man,
time
you.
for real, United. And this one, I feel like I disagree with.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we like? You're thinking higher. I can already tell.
Well, let's run it through.
Well, De Gea is
De
an
Gea.
elite keeper.
Back into the elite form that
Yes.
he previously was in.
Tom Heaton, an elite backup.
Shout out Tom Heaton, great backup.
He's up there with Dubravka as backups.
Yeah. Varane, Maguire, Lindelof.
Okay,
Bailly,
Lindelof does nothing for me. I'm officially out on Lindelof.
Luke Shaw, Tellez, Malacia, Brandon Williams, Alvaro Fernandez, Wan-Bissaka, and Dalot.
I don't. You named a bunch of names. What's the difference between that and Newcastle? At least
It's
I like
worse.
Dan Byrne.
It's
Yeah,
worse,
I like Dan
honestly.
Byrne.
These guys are, for the most part, pretty garbage.
I trust Ayer and Pontius Janssen more than I trust Harry Maguire and Varane. Or Lindelof. Pick your poison.
Okay, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think this
Okay,
is
maybe
like
if
a
you
solid
got
B minus.
If you got a 6 in front of those guys to help them out a bit,
Yeah.
then maybe we'll
Yeah,
go back on that. But
that's-
since they don't,
well, that's true.
But then again, you could turn and say Brentford's system, they're more defensive minded in their midfield and they have a bunch of guys making tackles and interceptions. That's going to help out.
Just looking at this defense and their squad in general, it is disgusting like how bloated they are with just
Guys,
garbage guys that have no business being in this team. No business.
like who? Like Alex
Like
Tejas?
90% of these people that I just listed off.
Brandon Williams, he's back though. The guy who couldn't play at Norwich.
Tanzebe, Bailly, Phil Jones.
That's Axel Tanzebe you're talking about.
Diaz,
What about Eric Bailly?
Brandon Williams,
Eric Bailly is rumored to go, I forget to who.
Wan-Bissaka,
Hey man,
Dalot.
Wan-Bissaka's worth all the money, bro.
They might be C tier, honestly.
Oh, so you're gonna move him down? I thought you were gonna make the argument and move him up.
No, these guys are terrible. I mean, their fullbacks are god awful in the first place. I mean, Luke Shaw was decent, but didn't have a very good year.
Yeah.
Got injured. Their center backs. I like Harry Maguire. I'll die on that hill. I think Lindelof's not that good. I think Varane's
I
past
think
it.
Lindelof is shit. I think he's well shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. United can be at a B.
But it's all Maguire's fault because he's the one decent guy.
Yeah. You got to step it up for all the crap around you, bro.
You have no midfield support, but hey, you got to be able to defend isolated.
Yeah, when you're already a stationary guy. It's like if they had like Bednarak or something, and people just yelling at him. And it's like, no.
You know what I
team.
say?
Let's get to a team that we like.
Defense starts
Starts.
with the attack.
Yeah, well.
And obviously no one is defending on United's offense. No one's defending in their midfield.
Yeah. Let's get to a real team here. Crystal Palace. Sam Johnstone on a free. Remember a couple years ago it was rumored for a decent move, like not huge, but like 20 mil?
Yeah.
25. They get him on a free. He's fine.
He's got a great transfer marked picture. He's like wearing a suit.
Why is he's like on like a premiere. He's on like a red carpet release of something.
It's the red carpet premiere of, I don't know, Tottenham All or Nothing. Sam Johnston rumored to be a transfer target, so he went to the premiere. Of
I think it was for your Ted Lasso show.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Jack Butland, one of the terrific backups. Vicente Guaita, another terrific backup. The Premier League's just loaded
they should
with
just
guys who
field
get to
3
start.
keepers, honestly. Revolutionize the game.
Guehi and Anderson, obviously, at the back. Tyreek Mitchell, Joel Ward, very nice. Klein and Tompkins as your main backups.
Yeah, not great.
At least your main guys that you're going to be playing a ton, they're younger.
Yeah, the good thing they have going for them, like you said, the main guys are younger. They're solid and they're dependable.
Yes.
They're not injury-prone type guys.
Yeah.
So an area would just be get a little more depth going.
The only thing I'm worried about for Crystal Palace is how fast things move these days. I could see a team try and pounce on Guehi or Anderson like as soon as next summer.
Yeah.
I mean, their ability to play on the ball is something that a lot of teams look for. And even if someone like Leicester came in and gave you like a 30 million offer or something to pair alongside like Fofana or something, or if Chelsea had some buyback clause for Guehi or something, who knows? But I mean, there's just those guys can fit anywhere.
Yeah, they're 2 very solid center backs, and Guehi only 21 years old, but plays a very mature play style.
So the depth is the only thing kind of holding them back. But we do like the starters. And that's where it really starts, is you need to at least have some quality base to start with.
And honestly, for me, I'm surprised no one has gone after Tyreek Mitchell. There just seems like there's such a low supply of left backs. And to have a guy like Mitchell, 22 years old.
Not at
solid.
Newcastle. Newcastle's got all the left backs.
Newcastle, they're kind of like
they're
a
hogging
unicorn
them. They're the
club
guy
of,
in the fantasy football league that takes all the quarterbacks. They have like 5 of them.
I'm going to hoard them.
Just get the market
inflate.
right here. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love the way Palace is built right now.
Yes.
And I know I said it not that long ago, but there's something about like, you can just see a guy and you know that he'd fit in like any good team.
Yeah.
And know that he'd be able to handle himself. Guehi, Anderson, Mitchell, all those guys can do that. So
Yeah.
that's why I like them too. Moving on. Is that the end of
One more in the B2.
B? Wow.
Bless me. What's that Mountain Dew? And by Mountain Dew, I mean Red Bull.
Oh, I forgot about this team.
Yeah, I did too.
I forgot about this team because I have like one defender. We're talking about Tottenham Hotspur. We have Hugo Lloris in net. Fraser Forster is backup.
Best backup keeper in the league.
Just say it about every single team. In defense, Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, backups of Davison Sanchez and Mr. Leglet.
Like sounds like a Pokemon. Isn't there like there's
Maybe.
some sort of Pinglet?
Well, I'll tell you
something.
what. We got a Tanganga, a Rodon, Regulon, Davies, Royale, and Doherty to round out. Their depth is a little better than I thought, but Doherty's going to be out for a good while with his injury, unfortunately, which sucks because he actually kind of came on and I liked watching him play.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a tough go. He never really got a fair shout in the team, and then when he did,
He just got absolutely wrecked.
he got hurt. And then Royale is pretty garbage. Ben Davies is pretty garbage. Regulon, I think, is also pretty garbage. Tanganga is pretty garbage. Rodon is decent, but I don't think he's Tottenham caliber
No.
yet, at least. Tanganga is terrible. Langley, also terrible. Dyer, he's a decent backup kind of guy.
Who's giving Eric Dyer $31 million value?
Yeah, what is that? Why is Davison Sanchez have $30 million?
Who came up with it? Did they like spin a wheel?
I think they did.
I mean, obviously
Why
the
does
price.
Ben Davies have $22 million?
He's 29. He's 29. What is even the point? This is bad.
What?
Transfer market. What are you doing?
Oliver Skip's got $20 million?
Apparently. What was I gonna say?
Their defense
Romero.
isn't very good.
I like Romero a lot.
Yes.
He kind of brings the Tony Rudiger vibe to the team that they need. Lloris is fine, I guess. He's slowly winding down. I think he might be having a Schmeichel year coming up potentially.
It seems like that's been coming for a while, but it just never has.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If they open up enough, he might be tested more. But I like Romero. It's just the pieces around him I'm not in love with. That's why it has to be a B-.
Yeah, and I think overall their defense isn't good, but the system they play
Hides it.
Hides it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
B- could be a C.
is anyone? Would you move anyone up or down from the B tier?
From the B tier,
You'd move Brentford down to just B- or B or what?
you had them at B+.
Yeah.
I'd probably move them B-.
Okay.
United, I'd probably move to C+.
Fair enough.
Tottenham, they're right on the
They're
edge.
right on the brink. They're at that 80.2%.
B- is fair just because they have Romero.
So, let's move on.
A tier.
A tier.
We're getting into some good teams defensively.
Some good teams.
And there's going to be a club that's going to be rejoicing because we've absolutely lambasted their team over the past 2 weeks. And we're talking about Wolves.
Yes.
Wolves, this is your time to shine.
Straight
defense.
up A tier
Defense.
defense. Jose Sa, best keeper in the league last year. Fantastic. Connor Cody, solid year. Kilman, out of nowhere, playing very nice. Max Kilman, $17 million value at age 25 off a good year. Meanwhile, Tottenham have a bunch of guys for like 20 mil.
I'll take one Ben Davies, please.
Willy Bully, we don't need to see him much.
Nope.
The Totti, not Francesco Totti, but Mr. Totti. We saw him like once or twice. He was whatever.
Didn't really care for him either,
Yeah.
but he's young.
But we like the wide players. Ait Nouri, Johnny Otto.
Johnny Otto.
Semedo, a little hit or miss last year. I still like him.
I'm not very high on Tomato personally, but
He's fine.
I like Ait Nouri.
Ait Nouri's the guy. Johnny Otto's great solely for the name, but
Johnny Otto. Should have like an auto dealership or something.
he should just be like a...
Johnny Otto. Hi, I'm Johnny Otto. Come get your used car today.
I'm trying to think of like the word.
Put that on a t-shirt. Used car salesman, Johnny Otto.
I'm trying to think of what he should be going for. Like I have it in my mind. It's like 1950s man vibe, but I'm trying to think of
Okay.
the word.
Just got
For
back
it.
from the war.
Yeah, that kind of guy. What's it to you, Sonny?
We call that a boomer.
Yeah, no, this defense. I still really like this defense. Probably will not be as good next year, but maybe it holds up. I mean, you keep Neves. You add to the midfield. You add a little more attack. That probably eases up things on the defense.
Yeah,
So
true.
I don't know. I like What they did last year was enough for me to say that they had a top 5 defense, so I had to put them up here.
Yeah, very
Honestly,
solid.
top 3 in my opinion.
I feel like Connor Cody's pretty underrated.
Yeah, no, he's solid. I think that he either has to be at a team like Wolves or he'd be like the third choice at like Liverpool. That's
Yeah.
the destiny of his career.
True. And at least like respect for staying at Wolves,
Yeah.
being the nailed-on starter, the captain of the team,
Yes.
rather than go sit on the bench for another club, play 7 games a season or something.
Yes. No, I feel like they could maybe add another center back, but it's not
Yeah,
too bad.
maybe a
him-
little right back action.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe touch up the depth a bit, but you can't really complain. Fantastic season last year. Moving on. Who do I have next? Arsenal?
Arsenal.
I think this would be pretty controversial for most people.
I think so, but I feel like Arsenal's defense is underrated. Obviously, people don't care about my
Rams.
opinion.
Ramsdale in net. First choice center backs of Ben White and Gabriel.
It's such a good
Some
center
depth.
back pairing.
Some depth with Mr. Robert Holding. As we go out wide, we got Tomiyasu and Tierney, of course. Some depth with Nuno Tavares working his way in. Cedric Soares.
Source.
Uh,
William Saliba coming in.
yeah, is he actually going to play or what?
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
It seems like he's going to, but
Okay.
it's kind of weird. He
What about
hasn't been
Pablo
in preseason
Mari?
training. Pablo Mari is pretty bad
Okay.
and
Where'd they get
should
him
be
from?
sold.
Valencia or something?
Flamengo
Oh,
in Brazil.
wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was from La Liga. No, I like their starters. The depth isn't amazing, especially out wide more so than centrally.
Yeah.
But you can't complain too much. Hector Bellerin, is he back?
I mean, technically he is. He's like holding out for a move to Real Betis. I think, I don't know if it was Villarreal or Valencia. I always get them mixed up.
Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine. Valencia, the
Well,
Batman team.
Yes, I know that much. But in terms of like transfer rumors, one of those teams, I'm pretty sure wanted him, was willing to pay him, but he's like, no, I want to go to Real Betis.
Yeah,
I love Real Betis.
He loves
This
them.
is my club.
Yes.
But will I take a pay cut for them?
Hey.
Absolutely not.
8 Sevilla. Love Betis.
Love Betis. For
Simple-
me, it's
simple
Betis.
as.
The Real Betis.
Big green machine.
Big grain.
Yeah, no, I feel like A's fine. I feel like people would clown it, but stats prove they were one of the best defenses last year, one of the best 4. So
Yes, especially.
I think it's because there's price tags with certain guys.
Yeah.
That's probably why people are like, oh, wow.
When they have Tierney, Gabriel, White, Tomiyasu, that is a top defense.
They got 4 guys that I really,
And not to
really,
mention-
really like.
Those guys are all young. I mean, the oldest of those is Tierney at 25.
Yep.
White and Gabriel 24, Tomiyasu 23. So you're looking at like a solid core of defense for
Yes.
many years to come, hopefully.
Hopefully. Gabrielle keeps being rumored with like Juventus and stuff, so who
Yeah,
knows? But-
well, you know what we think about Italian clubs? They're cheap. They're very cheap, and they
cheap.
like to
so
steal
cheap.
our Vlahovic's.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. We got Gabby Jesus. 2 goals today against Nuremberg. Golden boot. Here we come, baby.
I don't know.
Sign him up. Badge up.
I'm thinking, here, scroll down.
I'm very offended at this rumor, by the way.
I saw that he was offered to Bayern, and they said no. That's how you know Bayern are cowards. They can't even win their league on hard mode after winning it for 10 years. They have to play on easy mode forever and have Robert Lewandowski.
Do it with Murata, you cowards.
Yeah, exactly. I think that El Neni's going to be the leading goal scorer for Arsenal next year.
Hey, he scored today.
Yeah, see what I tell you. He's coming into his own.
Legend.
Next team.
Next
What we got?
team. Manchester City.
Manchester City. I think this might get some
Get
oohs and
people
ahs, some
riled up.
eyes. Some eyes. Ederson in net. kind of down year last year for him. I'm not gonna lie. Not like he's terrible, but given what we'd seen from him.
Yeah.
Ruben Dias, Laporte, John Stones, Ake, fantastic center back set you got there. Zinchenko, Joao Cancelo, Kyle Walker to round it out. I know I named a good amount of names, but it doesn't feel like there's like that much depth there. Am I crazy? Maybe it's just the wide play. There's not a ton.
Yeah, I think they do need a left back.
Because apparently Zinchenko's is like not good enough for them, or what the heck's going on there?
Yeah.
I thought he was fine, but he's just more. I feel like Zinchenko might just be like a midfielder or like a left mid, not an actual like fullback.
Yeah, right. I think he was always kind of like
Going forward a bit.
yeah, and he always wanted to play more in the midfield, but Pep liked him at left back. But of course, you got Cancelo. I know they list him as a right back, but he always plays on the left.
Yeah, yeah.
But that depth of you have Zinchenko who might leave, and at right back you have Kyle Walker. It's kind of light in the fullback areas.
Yeah,
Possibly selling Ake as well.
Yeah. And then they'll apparently bring in another center back. I don't know. We'll have to see about City. I'm going to keep my eyes on
lots
them.
of ins and outs.
I've never been a Stones guy. I'll get that off my chest. So that's part of this rankings too. Like if he's your third choice, obviously that's really good, but I don't know.
I think he's decent, but not great.
Yeah.
He's a perfect third choice center back.
Yeah, he's like Connor Cody. If Connor Cody,
Yeah.
that kind of quality. Different kind of player, but next team.
Next team,
Chelsea.
Whoops.
Could be higher, should probably be higher. But, when your team's on lockdown and you can't sign Tony Rudiger, what are you going to do? Edward Mendy in net. Thiago Silva still holding it down back there. As far as the other center back, I guess you go probably like Dave and then Chalobah. Malong Sarr's back there. Your defense, it's kind of cheaty because it's mainly the midfield / attack with Reece James and Ben Chilwell.
Yeah, these are our goal scorers here.
But we got best backup keeper in the league, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Valued at
$11 million.
$11 million.
How about that?
That's like Lukaku levels of scam.
Yeah, it truly is. Well, that's Chelsea's fault, though, more so than Lukaku. Lukaku
True.
had it in mind. Chelsea should have just known. Like, you can't sign a 5'11 guy to be goalkeeper or 5'10 guy. That's not going to work.
You should never spend like 90 million pounds on a goalkeeper
Yeah.
when there's so
Bad
many
choice.
good goalkeepers.
Yeah, you can just pick them off trees.
If someone says, okay, 90 million for this guy, you just go to the next guy.
Yeah.
Then you go to the next guy. And it's like marginal levels
Yes.
of decrease
Yeah.
in quality.
And honestly, when you're Chelsea and you're going to hold the ball anyways, all you need is a real shot stopper for the most part.
Yeah.
A- fair. Thiago still was honestly probably one of the best three just defenders last year, arguably.
I just have the question mark of like, who are they going to bring in to replace Rudiger? Obviously, Nathan Ake.
Ake rumored.
Heavily rumored. I
don't think De Ligt's going to happen.
I don't think so.
Koundé.
Gunde Alendres.
Apparently,
Yeah,
Koundé
Dreamy.
is still in consideration.
I feel that's
like
going to be
there's
the Chelsea meme, like forever linked to Koundé,
Koundé.
but never buy him.
I know he's rumored to go to Juventus. I feel like Chelsea could just out of nowhere just pull a move for Koulibaly. That seems a very Chelsea thing to just out of nowhere be like, oh yeah, we got this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like 31-year-old guy who like is past his prime. Yeah, I know we got him. I don't know. I think Ake would probably be your best bet. And I don't think that's good.
I don't really feel great about Chelsea's defense.
I'm fine with it, only because I had to witness it last year a lot. I think at times you forget they had to rely on Marcus Alonso a lot. I don't think you want to be relying on Marcus Alonso a lot.
Now, let me tell you, let me ask you this.
Matt Miazga?
How's Matt Miazga line up in the team?
At Alvis? At Alvish? I didn't even know he was in Europe. I thought he was.
How's Ethan Ampadu line up in this
Oh,
team?
he might get in there. He might get in there.
Well, if
Venezia
Malang
legend.
Sarr is getting in the team, then
Ampadu might as well.
I feel like any of these guys could.
So, I don't know. I feel like Chelsea might be looking at buyback clauses on Guehi and saying, no, wait.
Yeah, give it back.
And
I mean, it's only right
When
because
they
that's
have,
what Chelsea do. Is they
what's his name?
They sell players and then buy them back at exorbitant prices.
Is it Colwell? He's like the new prospect guy. He's at Huddersfield last year. Had a really good year now. It's like teams in the mid-table are rumored with him, and Chelsea might just keep him. I don't know. We'll see. I'd probably just loan that guy and then bring in another big-time center back.
Yeah,
But I have faith in this defense as is. If you add to it, then it probably bumps him from A- back to that A range. But I don't think you're getting anyone as good as Antonio Rudiger.
I think at the current moment, I'd say B plus.
Okay.
I just
There's
some question
I'm
marks.
overruling you on that one. I
There's
let you have some
question
other
marks.
ones, and we're overruling that one.
That's just like my opinion, man.
That's just like my opinion, man. All right. To the one S tier team, had to be done.
Best backup keeper,
Yeah.
Kalman
Mr.
Kelleher,
Yep.
the young
Hey,
Irishman.
eight mil?
I'm buying.
Cash in on that.
I'm buying.
Obviously, Van Dijk, probably just undisputed best defender in the Premier League. Konate next to him, pretty disappointing for what I thought he could be. Joel Matip, fantastic year. Bit overrated, though, for how people were really going on about him. Joe Gomez, nice fourth center back for you, just signed an extension. Nat Phillips, apparently going to be sold here relatively soon. I saw it at Bournemouth.
Don't know why they didn't sell him last season at like his peak value.
Could have got him for like 15 mil.
I feel like someone would have paid like 25.
Oh.
It's Liverpool. They just sold freaking. Who'd they sell?
Mina, Nico Williams.
Nico
and
Williams to
17 mil.
the Forest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold aren't fantastic defenders, but they do a serviceable enough job against most Premier League teams.
Yes.
Shimikesh out there, too, as a main defender. And then we didn't even mention Alisson, one of, if not the best keepers in the world.
Yeah, that guy can just go absolutely nuts.
He's a wild man, and he bails the defense out a lot more than people talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly.
So I feel like Liverpool are by far and away the best defensive team. Part of that is controlling the ball in midfield, and you do get a lot of support from the attack in midfield. Pressing makes it easier on the defense. And they had some gaps in their team last year at times, but all in all, I still feel like they're probably the best defense
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, just on paper.
If Bournemouth signed Nat Phillips, man, I would just like, let's go, Bournemouth.
Oh, you'd be hyped. I
I'm
thought you were
already
gonna be
hyped.
angry. I was going to be like,
No.
oh.
No,
That's
absolutely
what I was
not.
like, what
That
do you
would be
do?
a fantastic sign.
Yeah, well, you're slamming your fist, and I thought you were angry.
No, I'm just so hyped.
No, I would agree, especially since it's probably going to be around like 12
Yeah,
at most.
right.
Is there, who do you disagree with the most? The Chelsea one, Brentford?
No, I don't disagree that much with Chelsea. It's more just like question marks.
So is it Brentford?
Because they still have some business.
Well, it
to
might
do.
be United.
I would say United or maybe Fulham. Fulham, can they go below F tier? I mean, come on, they have 6 guys and one
Well,
of
they
them's
can't
Tim
be.
Ream.
They have.
Put that
there
on a
should be
t-shirt.
F for failure and then F for Fulham.
F for Fulham.
It should be the FU tier.
below. Yeah. F minus.
Who has the most potential to move up from where they are on there?
Most potential, I think. Newcastle is a good shout.
Okay.
Aston Villa.
Yes.
They should be better than they are.
You would
honestly.
think.
Better than they were last season.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the team I was going to pick.
yeah. Brighton, potentially.
Yeah, I feel like Brighton's just kind of a steady Eddie kind of team in terms of their defense. I feel like we know what we're gonna get, unless like
Yeah.
I don't know, Bobby Sanchez puts together for like a full year, then maybe they move up to like B- tier.
Yeah, and it'll depend on Cucurella as
Yeah,
well.
true. You don't think Everton have the chance to move up?
No,
The chance to move down?
Everton just sucks, and I don't like Everton.
Well, you didn't answer my question. Chance to move down?
There's always a chance to move down. It's Everton. It's Everton, lads.
It gets lower and lower. All right. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
What are we going to talk about next week?
I think we might just have to jump into pull up when the Premier League starts.
You said it's the first week of August, which we still have like a month left. Next week, this week.
Okay.
We got one more that we gotta.
We'll fill in some.
We'll do a mystery box.
Yeah.
See what you get.
Yeah.
We'll dig in and.
We'll do some topics.
What do we find?
I think it might have to be the Sam narrative podcast. Normally, Hank comes up with the narratives. Sam might have to come up with the random transfers and the questions where it's just like, all right, one's got to go. And he just named like 4 guys.
It's just going to be the most chaotic podcast
I'm ready
there
for
ever
it.
is. And people are going to be like, who is this guy? Who gave him a microphone? He's an idiot.
No, they never said that about
The
us.
takes.
They wouldn't say that to my face. The cowards.
No, Hank, you're the glue that holds this podcast together. And
I
I'm
don't
just,
know about that.
you guide my chaoticness down a path and
I
kind of keep it
suppose.
within some bounds.
I'm your caretaker.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like,
If we were a center
what
back,
about Bournemouth?
if we were a center back pairing in the Premier League, who would we be?
Oh, man. Probably like Gabrielle and Ben White because I'm like Love Island and you're Brazilian Flair.
Of course that I'm Brazilian flair. I'm the honorary Brazilian of the day every day.
Nah, we'd probably be like,
I'm thinking Lewis Dunk and Adam Webster. Or
yeah,
I'm
I think so.
thinking-
Just kind of like mediocre.
I was thinking, I don't know. It depends on Bultman, but I think Dan Byrne and
Dan Burn.
Fabian Schär would be a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You kind of look like Fabian Schär. And I look like Dan Byrne if he was really short.
Well, I mean, he is pretty short. He's like, what, 6'7"?
And I am pretty tall. I'm 6'11".
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In case
Let's
you
not
didn't-
ruin any illusions here.
All right.
People are probably thinking I'm a giant hunched over this microphone.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
And I am too. I'm just a. I'm like, who's that one keeper, or not the keeper, but the guy who was in like League Two, like Portsmouth a couple years ago, the like big black dude. You don't remember that guy?
No.
Oh, he's like just a fat, massive dude.
Oh, beast mode.
Yeah.
He's not a keeper. He's like a
No, I know.
midfielder.
That's why I tried to correct myself.
Akinfenwa
Yeah,
or
that's me. That's what I
something.
look like.
Yeah.
And that's why Sam said I look like Gabrielle too.
There's a
'Cause they're the
chungus
same
among
guy.
us. Hank's a chungus.
All right. On that note,
On that note,
adios.
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.